break free from the grip of unhealthy attachments. When your happiness depends on someone else, you give away your power. Stoic philosophy offers a clear path to reclaiming it, teaching you to love deeply without clinging and to stay unshaken when life inevitably changes. Freedom begins within your own mind. Ways to get rid of emotional attachment once and for all, the Stoic way. Emotional attachment can feel like a double-edged sword. While it binds us to people, goals, or possessions we care about, it can also cause deep suffering when those attachments are threatened or lost. From friendships that fade to relationships that break apart, clinging to what is impermanent often leaves us anxious and heartbroken. The ancient Stoic philosophers understood this reality well. They lived in a world of political upheaval, personal loss, and constant change, yet they developed a system of thought that remains a powerful guide for managing emotional attachment today. By combining practical exercises with clear reasoning, Stoicism helps us experience love and commitment without being enslaved by them. This article explores proven Stoic strategies to release unhealthy attachments, not to become cold or indifferent, but to cultivate inner freedom and lasting peace. 1. Understand what emotional attachment really is. The first step is to define what you're dealing with. Emotional attachment becomes unhealthy when you believe your happiness depends entirely on someone or something. You fear losing a person, object, or outcome more than you value your own inner stability. You confuse love with possession or control. Stoics called this path passions or destructive emotions rooted in mistaken judgments. They taught that while feelings themselves are natural, suffering arises when we tell ourselves, "I can't be happy unless this remains mine." By noticing these thoughts, you begin to see attachment as a mental habit rather than an unchangeable truth. 2. Accept impermanence, the core Stoic insight. Everything changes, people grow apart, possessions wear out, and life itself is finite. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Consider how ephemeral and mean all mortal things are." Accepting impermanence doesn't mean rejecting love or joy. Instead, it means embracing reality as it is. Relationships are gifts, not guarantees. Every moment is temporary, making it precious. Loss is part of nature, not a cosmic error. Practical exercise. Each evening, reflect briefly on the day's events and imagine them fading like a sunset. This gentle meditation reminds you that transience is natural and nothing is truly yours to keep. 3. Distinguish what you can control from what you can't. The Stoic discipline of control, dichotomy of control, is life-changing. According to Epictetus, only your thoughts, choices, and actions are fully yours. Everything else, others' opinions, the past, the future, lies outside your power. Attachment often stems from trying to control the uncontrollable. Wanting a person to love you back. Hoping a job stays forever secure. Wishing circumstances never change. When you focus only on what you can govern, your own judgments and virtues, external turbulence loses its grip. You remain steady whether someone stays or leaves. 4. Practice negative visualization. Far from pessimism, negative visualization is a Stoic tool for appreciation and resilience. Spend a few minutes imagining that what you cherish could be lost, a friend moving away, a relationship ending, a treasured object breaking. This exercise sharpens gratitude for what you have now. Prepares your mind for inevitable change. Weakens the desperate clinging that fuels anxiety. By rehearsing loss in thought, you loosen the chains of attachment before reality forces the issue. 5. Redefine love as appreciation, not ownership. Stoicism does not advocate lovelessness. Instead, it asks you to love wisely. True love appreciates without enslaving. Consider this shift. Attachment says, "I need you to stay so I can be happy." Stoic love says, "I cherish your presence but respect your freedom." This attitude frees both you and the other person. You can enjoy deep connections while remaining inwardly independent. 6. Strengthen inner virtue. Stoics believed happiness, eudaimonia, comes from living virtuously, not from external conditions. Cultivate the 4 cardinal virtues. Wisdom, understanding what is good, bad, and indifferent. Courage, facing loss or change with a steady heart. Justice, treating others fairly, without possessiveness. Temperance, moderating desires and emotions. The stronger your character, the less you rely on external attachments for fulfillment. 7. Use mindful journaling. Daily journaling is a classic Stoic practice. Each morning or evening, write about what events triggered attachment or fear today. Which reactions were within your control? How could you respond more wisely next time? This process turns abstract philosophy into concrete self-improvement. Over time, you'll notice emotional attachment loosening its hold. 8. Shift identity from relationships to reason. Many of us define ourselves by roles: partner, parent, friend, employee. When those roles change or disappear, we feel lost. The Stoics encourage grounding identity in reason and virtue instead. You are, first and foremost, a rational being capable of moral choice. Relationships enrich you but do not define your essence. This mental shift provides a deep reservoir of stability when external ties weaken. 9. Practice voluntary discomfort. Seneca advised occasional voluntary hardship: fasting, sleeping on a hard surface, or going without luxuries. The point isn't self-punishment but training for freedom. By deliberately stepping outside your comfort zone, you prove to yourself that happiness doesn't depend on possessions or constant ease. This resilience directly reduces attachment to material things and even to comfortable emotional patterns. 10. Cultivate a cosmic perspective. Imagine yourself as a small but significant part of the vast universe. The Stoics spoke of living according to nature, meaning aligning with the larger order of existence. When you zoom out to this cosmic scale, individual losses seem less catastrophic. You sense connection with all humanity, not just a few individuals. You recognize that change and separation are part of the grand flow of life. This perspective transforms grief into acceptance and even awe. 11. Build a supportive community. Although Stoicism prizes inner strength, it doesn't demand isolation. Fellow seekers of wisdom can encourage you to practice these principles, share reflections, and provide companionship without the chains of unhealthy dependence. Choose friends who value growth over clinging, who respect freedom rather than demand constant reassurance. Mutual support helps you embody detachment with warmth, not coldness. 12. Turn challenges into practice grounds. Life will inevitably present tests: a breakup, the loss of a job, a betrayal. Instead of seeing these as disasters, the Stoic uses them as training opportunities. Here is a chance to practice resilience. This moment invites me to test my virtue. Reframing adversity as practice transforms pain into purpose and breaks the reflex of desperate attachment. 13. Meditate on death, memento mori. Far from morbid, reflecting on mortality reminds you that every moment is borrowed. When you remember that you and everyone you love are mortal, you naturally release the illusion of permanent possession. Daily contemplation might be as simple as whispering, "I too will die," then living with greater presence and less fear. Putting it all together, a daily Stoic routine. Here's a sample day that integrates these practices. Morning reflection. Read a short passage from Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus. Set an intention to focus on what you can control. Negative visualization. Spend 2 minutes imagining a loved one far away. Feel gratitude for their existence right now. Mindful action. Throughout the day, notice thoughts of clinging or fear. Gently remind yourself, this too is beyond my control. Evening journal. Write down where you felt attachment and how you responded. Identify small improvements for tomorrow. Over weeks and months, this routine gradually rewires your emotional habits. Common misunderstandings about Stoic detachment. Myth 1: Stoics suppress feelings. Truth: they experience emotions but don't let them rule their judgments. Myth 2: detachment means isolation. Truth: Stoics value friendship and love, but with freedom, not dependency. Myth 3: Stoicism is cold and uncaring. Truth: it fosters deeper, more unconditional compassion because it removes selfish clinging. Understanding these clarifies that Stoicism is about healthy love and resilient joy, not emotional numbness. Final thoughts. Breaking free from unhealthy emotional attachment is not about abandoning relationships or becoming indifferent. It's about loving more wisely, appreciating deeply without clinging, and cultivating inner strength that no external change can destroy. Through Stoic philosophy you can accept impermanence. Focus on what's within your control. Live each moment with gratitude and courage. As you practice these principles, you'll discover a freedom that is both steady and compassionate, a freedom that allows you to love fully while remaining whole, no matter what life brings.